dying against a hero that's not strength and someone that's ranged, you really can't harass as much. Yes, you can chuck out the decay, but you not being able to right click is a big factor, and he doesn't have any kind of AoE, nuke to be able to deal with the Eidolon. So that meant that Ice last game was able to get a lot of farm, and now this game at least, you pick up the Morphling. So with that waveform, if you've got a good lane, then you can definitely deal with the Eidolons and have a factor there. But I'm just excited we get an Enigma. We didn't have pretty much any big black holes in last game, and now it's game 3, an upper bracket round 1. We get another Enigma. I'm just happy about that, to be honest.
Yeah. I'm just thinking, like, who's the morph going to be prioritizing with his morph? Maybe the Tusk, to be honest. Like, there's a lot of good things to steal.
They get the Earth Spirit combo. This is something that OG were doing a lot, where they would literally just first picking Morphling for Thompson, picking up the Earth Spirit in the first phase as well. And it's just the brothers rolling non-stop, and so I mean you're definitely gonna have the Earth Spirit, and if you don't utilize that early, we'll see who he's gonna play with. But yeah, that's a hell of a combination.
Even the CM's not horrible, to be honest. Like, if you're able to get that Frostbite for
10 seconds
for the full 3 seconds onto a PA, that just means you're dead meat. Even the Tusk, right? Like, someone that is their frontliner. If you can just completely remove them from the equation by rooting them for 3 seconds, it can turn around a team fight entirely.
I mean, there's some great heroes. You can Tusk with the tag team. You've already brought that up, but then also now the Phantom Assassin being able to kind of jump in and out of fights with the Phantom Strike. But looking for the last pick here, both the mid lane from either team. T1 probably really wanting to utilize this Crystal Maiden. Is a Storm an opportunity? Because Team Dog have very, very minimal lockdown. Viper probably going Atos, Earth Spirit, that's about it. So I feel like T1, it has to be someone who's going to utilize the Crystal Maiden.
5 seconds
possibly, but you never want to count out... Like, there were so many times where Carl's Puck was silenced on T1 by Afu that I wouldn't want to run that kind of risk. They're just going to pick it for themselves anyway.
It's pretty decent, honestly. I mean, T1 don't have a lot of control. They do have this ultra last pick. We'll see what mid lane matchup they're going to go for, at least to deal with the Storm. Well, they need control.
Wonder if they're even like just leaning even further into Afu, right? The Storm Spirit, sure, you can get your first item, but follow it up with an Axe. Let that Magnetize go to work. Let the Nether Toxin do a lot of the damage as well.
Well, what's available now? Lesh, Void, Puck banned out. I think a lot of the mid heroes that have catch to deal with the Storm Spirit. There's still an Ember, not a lot of control for Team Dog.
They need something that goes first. Simple as that. Like, Tusk... If you're going for pick-off potential, then, it's fine. Is the Mag gone? Yeah, Mag's gone.
Can they... no, I was going to say Wind Ranger, because Viper catches the Storm, but it's not a hero that goes first. Not really, so... yeah, I'm a bit stumped. What do they do? They're going to...
Spirit. You may now select your heroes.
It's okay. You're still in a lot of danger of being locked down. That's the thing I'm worried about. Like, you can say you can Remnant away, you can say you can do this, that, and the other... I have faith in Apu, not Apu, that he's going to be able to secure a lot of the mid game for Team Dog. But as to who wins overall, it's pretty damn close, to be honest, with both of these drafts. And it is... Okay, so Cuckoo's just playing the Enigma, not going any hyper-greedy style with Zephyr.
Well, what they have is also... We've seen a lot of the Storm Spirits go for this Overload. What's the pull?
Vortex?
Yeah, that's it. Sorry, with the Vortex early, just because that value point in it, they buffed it a while ago, and now it's great setup for the Earth Spirit roll in. If you get that, stun lock, it's already going to be a melee matchup versus Storm, so it can be a bit 50-50. I mean, you've got to weigh the Flame Guard is going to be nice to protect him a little bit, but I think the rotations from T1, you can have Tusk maybe coming through, but I feel like Team Dog with the Earth Spirit and Storm can really put their stamp on in that mid lane.
It's really nice for Whitemon, though, if he's able to positioning himself correctly. Like, Afu, In Your Dream, Abed, all playing heroes that have high mobility. If you're able to get lucky with a Keen Optic and you can build an early Aether Lens, Frostbite is so damaging. Like, you don't itemize on a Storm Spirit to be able to survive super early on against a 3-second route that's just unavoidable. And if you get these good early items, it's often cast from a range that you weren't quite expecting. So I would be a little concerned if I was them. Obviously a bit less from In Your Dream because, you know, you can just morph and survive. But Afu and Abed definitely need to be a little bit scared if that's the if they get a little bit of luck on T1.
Yeah, I'm actually intrigued how he itemizes, because I like the potential of being able to have that catch with the 8th lens and just playing with the increased cast range, but a lot of the time you've got to be really careful because the Storm is a hero who has one of the best jumps in the game, and Crystal Maiden, very squishy, very low mobility as well. So sometimes we just see these position 5s who are always going to get caught by the Storm. You just itemize, you know, we see a couple of double braces sometimes, maybe like a Ghost Scepter, just a defensive item. So whether he goes for that or if he has some catch potential, which, I mean, the 8th lens, if they do have ways to deal with the Storm, I think you get, you know, Frostbite, Chains follow up, Tusk getting involved, even as the game goes on, like PA is someone who's able to have some single target control with the Basher into the Abyssal Blade. So it's not like this is a free Storm game. It is one of Abed's best heroes, to say the least, so I'm incredibly excited to see how he's going to be able to pop off if he does on this hero. But I want to see a little bit of bounce back from Carl. You know, had a bit of a rougher game in the second one, really got hit hard from the Abed mid lane and also, you know, Arfu to say the least. So, you know, is he going to be in trouble with the rotations from the Earth Spirit, or can he get a little bit of help as well?
We'll have to wait and see. Tradition is here. The disconnects at the very start. Hopefully not too much packet loss for the team this time around.
Yeah, it's just a good old Southeast Asia pause to start. Hopefully you don't he's in and out, really trying. Well,
how are they moving here? We've got Cuckoo, Whitemon, and the Tusk all going together. I mean, Enigma's level 1 gank potential is non-existent. But, I mean, together with Whitemon, you do have, you know, some good slow potential. I was thinking they might have tried that with the PA. Maybe bring, I mean, he's got a Orb of Venom as well, so that's a guaranteed kill if you're able to find someone off on their own. You would assume that Team Dog are going to know to play safely around that top side, so maybe they're just trying a little bit of mind games coming through.
I mean, I've harped on constantly throughout the Pro Series the fact that Tusk, I think you amplify your game with the factor of having such a high threat of getting first blood because of the tag team. And Viper is a hero who is very, very weak level 1, and even level 2 as well. You're not at that strongest stage. So I'm big fans of teams that can have this Tusk, you know, try lane to start, whether it's not even for like a wave or 2, just get that first kill, force Ice to tee back and just have that free first blood. So, you know, I'd like to see them bring the Tusk back up top, because like you said, I mean, how are you really going to find first blood with the Enigma? So if you can, you know, punish Ice's Viper, make him have a rough game, really amplify the Phantom Assassin, and see how Jack is able to pop off on the hero.
Right, here we go, he's coming. They just wanted to get those deep sentry wards down, make sure those camps were blocked. Wouldn't surprise me to see him just stay here until just before the 2-minute mark to make sure that those camps continue to be blocked and make the lane a little bit easier for Cuckoo. They've spotted him out though. Afu surfing through the river.
They might try and fight here because Polo's also in the area.
Oh, misses with a decay.
The battle begins.
They might have to. Do they give this up now though? Ice dropping the Nether Toxin, but the damage on Phantom Assassin, it's high at the moment, but now with the tag team, they're going to turn. There's the first blood. Jackie will still end up falling, but at least he's able to get that kill on Ice before he dies. Whitemon could be in trouble though, as Polo, he's got the boots, tries to slow him down with the Nova, but won't be able to. So Polo gets a double on the Undying there.
It's worth it if the PA gets the first blood though. An extra 280 gold means that he's able to, I believe he bought the slippers and a circlet with that extra money, so always handy.
Just face checking at the moment. They might just go back in. They're pretty strong at the moment. Tag team back up once again. They want to find Ice. He just TP'd in. Zephyr's taking the full brunt to the force. Killing spree for the Undying. He's already level 2 as well. Now Jackie's gonna eat a lot of damage. Polo got that extra items to come through. So the boots and the orb, man, he is melting through the PA.
Orb of Venom plus 12 strength. They lost a few creeps underneath the tower as well, so that's not looking all too hot for T1, but the fact that Ice needs to walk all the way back is obviously going to be a huge plus for him. Is that a... what's he got coming out? Just the tangos, actually, on the PA. Not wanting to get any magic stick or anything like that, just going for the immediate sustain.
Oh, meanwhile, you take a look bot, like Enigma's a hero who's fine with playing solo. You can just deny the wave, drag it back. Whitemon's pushed out a little bit too far, so we see Arthur and Polo, the duo in the support, gonna be able to find another kill. That's 4 at the moment here for the boys on Team Dog, and Ice finally rejoins the top lane. But man, we've had a lot of aggression. This is what I want, a Tusk against the Viper though, but unfortunately they've just given a couple of kills away, and Zephyr might double back into the rest of Radiant. Yeah, Arfu and Ice setting up. They can keep him under the Nether Toxin. He's got the boots, so high mobility at the moment.
You want to go straight in? Oh, not quite. Thought he might have. Well, they're getting close to level 2s, so you know, you thought these fights were crazy. Well, you're gonna have people zipping around, using snowballs, frozen in ice.
They're gonna lose the creep equilibrium, which is the big thing as well. You see how aggressive they can position, and Ice, once he's able to get that extra level, see how they're able to man fight at the moment. But just holding the triad lane, a lot of aggression. I mean, they're the Phantom Assassins, not the strongest laner. So I mean, you've got no threat. I mean, Morphling going 1v1, he doesn't really have to worry about the Enigma finding a kill on him. So now in your dream, gets out of that choke point of, well, I don't want to say choke point, I should say gets out of the weakest stage, where very similar to the Viper, level 1, level 2, you're incredibly weak and can have high kill threat potential onto yourself. So, you know, at least he's having a good start. So will the Enigma, but top. Oh,
miss. You could tell they were pinging out on Polison because he had no mana at that point, so they were trying to say, well, finally we have a chance we can actually go in against this Undying, who's a beast, level 3 already. He's gone the Soul Rip. No point in skilling up the Tombstone when you've got 3 people in your lane. It's just going to get dealt with super quickly.
Afu, does he want to roll? Jackie's going to eat it with a kickback under the creeps, and there we go. It's a dominating spree for Polo, and meanwhile, mid lane, Arbet gets a solo kill on Carl. He's going to pay the price though. But man, he is so happy with getting that kill on top of the mid lane.
Oh, I love this many kills. It's always so fun to watch. This is the way that I want to see out the patch, right? Just teams having fun, just going all out, throwing their faces at each other.
No Sven, I mean, we got the PA, but it doesn't matter. This has been, we got a treat. I mean, Arfu back on the Earth Spirit, Arbet on his Storm, and then we got a couple of Carl on the Ember, a Cuckoo Enigma. Like this game 3 is setting up to be such an exciting way to finish the night as Arbet chains off the mark. Shard's gonna prevent the way to retreat up on the high ground. He's actually running towards Polo right now. They're gonna double back.
As well.
Look at the bait, man. The levels on the supports right now are so goddamn high. 3 on Arfu, Polo's 3 as well. They do lose the Viper though, so Jackie and Whitemon punishing that.
It's a haste read here on Arbet. You can tell they're just trying to put so much priority here onto killing him before he reaches level 6, has that escape potential, but just never paying off for him. And now even with that haste, even if he gets slowed up, he's no danger of dying.
And this is, I mean, we saw Carl really got picked on in that last game. And I mean, he's already got 2 deaths on the Ember, so not a good start for him. Arbet close to the 6, and he didn't have the TP available, so Carl had to smoke up and run back mid, and
just wanted that extra movement speed. He's not even level 5 yet. Oh, he's popped him.
If he's got the men on me, well, actually up top, we got some aggression. Nice shards. PA's going to jump forward here. Ice is in trouble. We've got the rotation, but it might be a little bit too late here from Polo. Arfu's still trying to man fight. We'll get a return kill now with the roll forward with the help of Polo's son. Jackie gets the blur. Phantom Strike not going to make it in time. And they drop the Tombstone because Polo's son, he's goddamn level 4. Arfu's going to have to kick up if they want, but diving under the tower will not be how they want to play this one. So
it's a farming Tombstone.
Yeah, that's true. Get some farm. I mean, he's kind of the position 3.5 right now with how he's playing this one.
Number 5 on net worth. Let's go, baby.
Alright. He's got Arcane already. Oh my god. And In Your Dream's actually showing up top here. Okay, so they're gonna swap up the lanes a little bit.
Oh, they're making another play mid. Arbet's just feeling so confident. He doesn't care that Zephyr's here. He's kind of a little low on mana though on Arbet. He has to be a little bit careful. If they make too deep of a a foray forward. Whitemon was there with the 2 points in the Frostbite, and they're going to
Dire's
get the
middle
DD. So
tower is under
things
attack.
looking a little bit more positive now for T1, with Carl being able to pick that one up, and more importantly, deny it away from Abed.
I mean, it's a 3,000 net worth lead this early on into the game, though, for Team Dog. This is an incredible way to be able to start Game 3, and what's looking to continue is In Your Dream. He's just looking to pressure with a catapult. I mean, this, Radiant, they're just going to shove the lane in. They've got some extra creeps coming through. They even have Glyph if they have to use it aggressively to keep that catapult alive, but it looks like it won't even be required, as they can just tank up the tower once the creeps die. And I mean, this is going to be such an early objective and a free lane for In Your Dream, but Ice down bot. They're diving the Viper. Polo with the rotation, tries to get a little bit of health back. They're going to be careful because Ice is taking a long time to die, but there's no extra help. Arfu's going to show up now with a roll forward. Gets a connection on top of Cuckoo. The kick is well with the zombie. Jackie will fall. Polo is goddamn wicked sick, and he might even be able to get another one as well. Zephyr's trying to juke up through the northern tree line, be able to use that TP out, but now Whitemon's going to be careful as well. He's showing up, and I mean, do you want to be here? The double support duo, they're just going to work. Kick back, Polo is out of mana.
Polo. Get your 8 kills.
Oh no. I mean, I guess the issue is that you have so many kills on a support who will probably eventually die, and it's going to be a big streak, you know, giving over to T1 as well. But I've just been so impressed. I don't even care if he's eventually going to die. He's 7-0-2.
I mean, do you really care if you have like what?
His third net
Let's
worth.
say a 9-minute mech or something like
No,
that?
you don't give a damn. Like, you don't actually give a damn. I am far out. Polo's level 6 already, and I mean,
He was
also
third on
level
net worth.
5.
Still is, by the way.
This is ridiculous. Like, now it's going to give you so many more opportunities where it's a lot more space for the Morphling, who's literally just free farming. Arbed's had a free lane as well, and now it's going to you look at the levels. I mean, CM4, Tusk is 3. So yes, Ice is taking a hit. That's the big thing that we should speak about, is 1, 5, and 7 on the Viper. So he hasn't been having too hot of a game, but
he's still level. Like, look at the actual net worth. He's level with all of the cores right now on T1, so he doesn't really care all that much. You know, he's been part of basically all of the kills. Just he's also died.
Oh no, Polo, not the streak. You don't want to give it away, but it looks like he will as they catch him out on the high ground. Although we dropped him too. He's pretty goddamn tanky. You've got to get this kill. It's worth so much. Polo, he stays alive. Arbed coming over as well, and now can he get the kill? Stack up
Get the Twin Stars. Oh.
He thought about it. He thought about it, but no. He's like, all right, Arbed. You know, I've got 7 kills. Let's let my cores get a couple.
That's not the way to think. You're the carry now, Polo.
This is just, man, this is stupid. 5,000 net worth lead, and look at the deep ward as well that Radiant haven't.
Oh, they're rolling in onto Jackie.
Magnetide's dropped. Now Ice has got the ultimate as well. That tick damage is plentiful to be able to deal, but let's see if they punish the deep dive. Unfortunately, Zephyr, I mean, you just see the... I'm really worried now for Team 1 because Ember had such a bad mid lane, and how do you make plays now on Dire?
With great difficulty, Arbed even just taking the full 6 Eidolons that Ice had and converting it into a push into this mid tier 1. In Your Dream even showing up to make sure it's secured, and this makes this invasion into the T1 jungle that little bit easier.
God,
Ice didn't even look at that kill, by the way. He tosses out the Viper Strike, 1 poison attack, the urn, and then just looks away and runs. And he's like, yeah, you're dead. See you later.
Yeah, it's... Oh, let's see. Dire, they're coming over. They see Polo in the river. I mean, can they kill him this time? Drops the tomb. Ultimate's not available, but Arthur's going to roll forward. They've already got the Veil, so the damage is just going to be through the roof. Tusker looks like they leave Zephyr, but now they can double back as Arbed still has some mana to utilize a zip. They finally get that kill. Who got it? Carl did 400.
He needed it.
Yeah, he very much needed it. Now 3rd in the net worth. But, I mean, Jackie could be in trouble here. Roll forward. Do they get the stun connection? They don't, but even taking away that stack, yeah, that's the important thing. Oh my god.
Disgusting. He's gone the E-Blade as well. This is full team fight. 22 kills, 10.5 minutes. It's only going to get bigger and better.
And... I mean, what do you do here for Dire? Like, it's just getting... Like, Jackie's just going to get suffocated inside the jungle. You see Arbed's almost got an Orchid as well. Like, yes, you've got Tusk with some defensive factor, but, I mean, Arbed,
He's
just
on
going to
him.
try and burst down the Phantom Assassin because, I mean, Radiant down bot and just making all the space to enable this Storm. Launcher gets a miss, but it's not going to matter as Mimo continue to the aggression. Zephyr will die to the damage over time, and Enigma's going to fall as well. As Team Dog are just... I mean, this is a masterclass performance, this game 3.
Are we watching a pub?
Honestly, like, it's... far out. It's feeling like that at the moment. 7,000 gold behind. What do you do? PA's bottom is sitting right now 7th in the net worth. And when they do get Arfu, Whitemon getting it, unfortunately not for Carl, which would have been pretty important, but I mean, T1 just have to try and get some pickoffs and delay this game and hope the Phantom Assassin's able to find the farm. But can he even go for Battle Fury this game? Like, do you just have to go Deso? Like, that feels bad as well, because then you don't keep up in farm, but I don't know.
I feel like you kind of have to, just because a way that they can get back into this is with that Deso and the Tusk. By the way, 2 braces on the Tusk, so he's going to have a hard time dying.
He's got the Orchid, the Snowball, gives Carl the life.
Save.
Now they're going to try and turn. But has he gone a little bit too far with the control? That's a big kill. Carl will claim it, 392 gold. So he's been getting a decent amount back from these kills. He got the Undying Spree, that Storm kill as well, which was showing up with the Orchid there. And just the positioning, that Tusk Snowball, very, very important there to turn that one around. And the positioning for the CM, just extra catch. So, well, that's how they can potentially turn this one. Getting some free pickoffs like that with Storm going a bit too far.
And that might change what build he was going for. I think prior to that, you might have to say the Desolator, hope for a pickoff, hope to get your golden experience that way. Now that they've killed the Storm and taken a lot of the attention away, could potentially afford for the Battle Fury. Yeah, he just queues it up in his quick buy, but they're going straight in. Storm just respawned, dives super deep, White one's dead, Jackie has to run.
See, if they want to punish this, Enigma's got the Black Hole. They've got to be careful for the group up. They're drawn it up to Tombstone, but they don't really have a way to continue forward. As now Zephyr, he's in trouble as well. Drag back Arbed, and even in your dream showing up to this fight. I mean, Cuckoo is trying to, you know, dish out maybe a potential ultimate, but even if he does, like, Radiant have some okay ways to be able to cancel it.
What's he got coming out to him now?
And that's
a lot of items for Cuckoo, to be fair. Getting closer to the mech. He's building a Grease himself.
Dire are scanning.
Oh, and they got lucky on T1 with the Keen Optic. Right now it's sitting on the Enigma.
Jackie, no. He just wants farm. He wants a little space. He's just begging right now to get anything, it feels like. But another kill for Arbed, and I mean, Dire, they're posturing pretty aggressively. They gotta be careful because Radiant have such good information at the moment. The ATOS sets up for the roll now. They're straight on top of Cuckoo with a 3-man silence. Arfu, they're just completely styling on T1 at the moment. They're gonna roll on forward. Arfu on top of the back line, simultaneously just chain locking down
double
the
kill
Ember
for
as
Polo.
well. It's a double for Polo. And now they might even be able to make it a triple.
He timed that. He timed that.
100%. I am the carrier now. Polo saying, you know, they've transitioned him to a 5 with Arfu playing the 4, but man, he feels like he's playing a goddamn position 3 right now with his net worth. And well, they see Zephyr as well. He's going to walk into the roll, and now the rest of Radiant, they're coming over the kickback, tries to get Ice in range. Gotta be careful how deep you go from Arfu. This tag team, Jackie also with the damage, but it's not enough. They get out of range. Now they're going to look to turn. Ice dealing with the Phantom Assassin. He's dragging him away from this fight and away from Cuckoo for that potential of a black hole. DP with the outpost. Carl's going to try and punish this though with the Searing Chains. A little bit too late, however. Arfu will make it out.
They wouldn't go back in, would they?
Well, they were thinking about it.
They're a bit far. I think you need Arbed there, and he's just sitting down the bot lane. He's going to be able to snare up at least a couple of those bounty runes. In your dream, like, they're just playing on T1's side of the map without a care in the world.
Well, this is a good rotation. In your dream, he doesn't have a defensive item. They've got the chains. And he's got that attribute shift, but it looks like with the immense amount of rotations and the extra heroes, they even commit the black hole. I mean, Cuckoo, 200-second cooldown. Yeah, you've got that Spirit Vessel, which is a great way to deal with the Morphling, but now that's a big ultimate down. I mean, they haven't used it since now Arbed. I mean, they're well aware that they can punish with the abilities down. ATOS sets up for the roll. They're going to try and bring Carl through. Snowball doesn't give him the defensive factor. He's going to be able to get the Remnant away. They're going to be careful with the drag on 5. This Magnetize is doing so much work. Ice even showing up as well with the damage over time here. They find 2. Trying to drag this one back. Abed doesn't have too much mana to continue forward.
Frostbite is really deadly at this point. You know, they were able to catch out people diving a little bit too deep. I believe it was Afu that time around, and it just means that a lot of their re-engaging potential is taken away. You know, you make one move that's a little bit too deep, and you get heavily punished for it. So, good respect being given by Team Dog to T1.
And they're giving them absolutely no breathing room. I mean, just the map control they have at the moment. And haven't even... I mean, it's still 60 minutes in. And the fact that they are 12,000 gold ahead and haven't even thought... I mean, Afu's going Ags. He's already got a point booster after the Veil. Like,
he's had that queued up for 5 minutes. He's been new for a while. And Jackie, he's abandoned the battlefield. He's like, look, if they want to fight me that hard, I need to be able to turn around and hopefully try and take a team fight.
I mean, it feels like desperation at the moment here for T1. This is getting to the stage where you've got to keep in mind that, well, unfortunately, Cuckoo, he's going to be in trouble. There were some reinforcements coming through, but it's going to be a little bit too late with the Orchid ticking out, and Abed. Look at the space now, because they just walked inside Roche. They dropped the Tombstone. They just got Polo tanking it. And if they give this Aegis over to Abed, I mean, he's already had such a strong game. 8-2-4. The Aegis on Storm is one of the best carriers. They might even give it to In Your Dream if they even care about it. But
give it to Paulison. Give it to Paulison.
I mean, what I will say, this is silver linings, and it's, you know, getting to the stage where you've kind of got to... It feels like just saying anything in hope that T1 might be able to come back, but... You know, Radiant, they don't have a way to be able to go through a BKB Black Hole in the later stage. I mean, there's no way that we see Enigma getting any farm to find that at the moment. But that's something you got to keep in mind. It is always this late game potential of a BKB Black Hole. Will they get there is the question. I don't think they will. But, you know, we've seen crazier things happen.
How about morph into Tusk and punch him in the air? Wait, no, you can't. It's an ultimate. How about switch up the Axe build and go into a Basher on the Earth Spirit? There we go.
Do it, surely. Make some plays happen. Surely.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
Get some intriguing item builds coming through, but it's
very disappointed that Paulison has dropped down to 6th in net worth.
Oh, such a shame. He's been, you know, the shining spot. Really wanted to see him in first in the net worth, honestly, but not going to be the case, unfortunately. Surely they gave him the Aegis. There's next time. Will there ever be another game where we see an Undying 11-1 at 9?
Competitively, probably not. That's Greaves as well, finished up for him, by the way.
I mean, this is just a stupid amount of extra sustain. I mean, it's... You take a look at where Dire farming. I mean, this is literally what feels like the only safe spot in the enemy's jungle.
Away from the objectives.
Yep. You tier 2 top got claimed, tier 2 mid got claimed. The Radiant even think about forcing this potentially. I mean, In Your Dream doesn't have Aegis, so that, you know, Morphling being the tower siege without that extra life could be a big factor here. But how do you initiate? With Tombstone dropped, Ice posturing as aggressively as he is, and you've always got this counter initiation potential. Zip in, Kyle. They get the chains now. I mean, he's got that extra life, and now Kyle actually showing he's going to be fine, so...
They're just zoning him out. That's all they want. That's what you drop the Tombstone for. They're not expecting a fight. They just want their insurance policy in case it does happen.
Well, Jackie's got the Deso now picked up, but he's going to be careful because Abed's down bottom, and now Jackie, well aware of his positioning, right-clicking through the blur. Abed just, you know, scouting that one out on top of the creeps, and they don't even matter. They're going to roll forward. They don't even need the Storm. Straight on top of the Ember, they're going to melt through the Crystal Maiden. Now Car's in trouble as well. Can he get the Remnant on top of the high gun? They're actually going to commit forward with the roll. It's a lot of damage on Afu. He's got to be careful for the heal with the Soul Rip, and Afu's going to be able to keep his life. Although with the tick coming through in the midnight, it's not enough as Ice has a killing streak. 17,000. They're just going from one fight to another. A regen for Abed so he can zip all the way back up the top, and we did get that regen popped, unfortunately, but
yeah, and they've still got a minute and a half on this Aegis, so he can just look to go balls deep one more time. There he goes.
Be careful, they need some help coming through. Storm is out of mana. Now with the E-Blade once again, by the Crystal Maiden, that shotgun brings her down from full to 0. We'll see what Jackie can do. I mean, he's got the Deso, kind of had to go for this early item to maybe have some way of being able to turn it, because Battle Fury would have just been a little bit too slow, but they've now lost a full set of racks up top, and Morphling already has a secondary item as well in this game.
They're sieging again. Well, they're going to be soon. They're just ready, waiting, trying to pick off Jackie one more time. And a Bloodstone.
Oh god. What more do you need right now? Like, I'm in a game like this, I'm trying to see any opportunity on how T1 can come back, but it's hard to see at the moment. It's really hard to see. I think maybe Team Dog have to dive a tier 4 tower potentially.
Yeah. You feel so bad for someone like Whitemon, right? Where you're just dying at the start of every single fight because that's all that the Morphling seems to be caring about. With good reason, right? The Frostbite, when there's no BKBs up, is so impactful. But, yeah, it's a rough one to be living right now in his reality.
What's the probability? Oof, 99%. I mean, you got that 1%.
There's a chance.
There's a chance. But I wouldn't be surprised if that 1% drops off to 0 pretty soon. With, I mean, this is just a methodical game now that's coming through. I mean, oh, Carl, they get the silence. Where's the extra follow-up? A toss if Ice can get in range. They find the roll, and now he actually could be in trouble. Remnant is there. Okay, meanwhile, top lane, Abed trying to deal with the Phantom Assassin. Jackie's just going to end up falling out Whitemon. This might just be an extra kill for Abed. Yes, he's got that extra armor, but it's not going to matter. Oh, will it though? Frostbite, Snowball, Cuckoo's going to get in range here. Maybe they baited him out far enough, and nicely done. You got to keep in mind the base though, even though you lose that Storm Spirit, the big factor is that the rest of Radiant, they're just sieging down these objectives. Tier 3's already fallen, and
they all
only
TP'd for that.
Oh no, melee racks down. He might even be able to get the range as well. They're going to be able to punish this though. They will not. Oof. What a game. What a game from Team Dog.
Have we seen a black hole? I don't think we have.
Maybe one? Committed?
No, that was... I feel like that was last game. Well, see you later, Sam. Thanks for coming.
A good old E-Blade against a squishy support, and Enigma's going to get caught out as well. You just cannot be outside the base. There comes the black hole, but it'll do instantly nothing. It's a silence from Arfu, the roll inside. This might be getting to the stage where they're going to try and drop the G's as Team Dog are just completely styling 4 down on T1, and that's going to be a second full set of racks. I mean, this game's over. This game is over. T1, they call it, and they're now knocked down to the lower bracket. If there's anything to say, Hollow's Undying was monstrous in this early game, and again, Arfu getting the Earth Spirit as well. Wowee, what a game from Team Dog.
Yeah, just a simple 48 kills in a 24-minute game. You know, just some Seed Dota thing, and Team Dog, they take it out. It looks like they didn't even need Benny the whole time. Yeah, they just needed faith in themselves. That's all it was. But really well played for them. Guarantees themselves top 3 in this tournament, which, you know, as this ragtag team thrown together, I'm sure Abed and Ice are going to enjoy the little bit of practice that they've got before they head over to play for EG. But I think a lot of thanks can come to the supports this time around. I feel like, I don't want to say they carried them, but, they definitely made it easy.
Yeah, I guess, well, I don't know. Maybe is there some bias coming through, or is it just the green screen that's the big factor? You know, we saw, you had the Dog green screen in second game, and, you know, it's now in that third game. I mean, it's... You got Benny there, then you got the Earth Spirit.
We could throw it back up if you want, you know, because I mean, the green screen says it all, you know.
Yeah, it does. It's just it's the Earth Spirit. The Earth Spirit show. I mean, Arfu went 3-2 and 23. I mean, I can't even highlight. Like, it's just a team performance from Team Dog. They just completely styled over T1, and this was just such a incredible showing from them, and that's going to enable them to move on. They will now face TNC in the upper bracket finals, and T1, they're going to get knocked down here to face Execration. So what do we got? Tomorrow, we're going to have Fnatic versus Motivate Trust. That's going to be a hype series as well. Kind of the, you know, Masaros up against his old team, seeing how he's able to fare, maybe can eliminate them, get a little bit of your revenge back, and then Execration versus T1 as well in our second lower bracket round 2. So, unfortunately, a game 3 was such a wipe like it was, but it was still an incredible night of Dota.
It was entertaining though.
Yeah.
That's the thing. It wasn't just this. Well, I guess it kind of was a one-sided stomp, but there were a lot of kills. So that's the real important thing that we have to take away from this. Yeah, don't let Afu have Earth Spirit is the takeaway that we can have from this, and hopefully TNC their drafting has been phenomenal. I doubt that they're going to let that be the case. They could even give it to Tim's. Like, if you have to ask me, like, who are the 2 best Earth Spirits in the C region, it's Tim's and Afu.
Yep.
So we'll see what happens. That's in a couple of days though. But like you said, yeah, tomorrow, Fnatic Motivate and T1 versus Execration. It will be us again. So make sure you tune in at the same time. It is, I believe, 5 o'clock Singapore time that it all starts. 8 o'clock our time. And yeah, thanks again to Monster. Really appreciate the energy that we need. At least it's an earlier night for us. Only 1:45 a.m.
Yeah, compared to what was like the 4:30 finishes throughout the group. So can't complain, Monster, powering us through the night. So that's just going to be another day for the BTS Pro Series Season 4 playoffs now complete. Or at least day 2 playoffs, I should say, now complete. We're gonna that's it for us tonight though. Again, same time tomorrow. We got Fnatic versus Motivate, Execration versus T1. Until then, guys, we will see you all tomorrow.